Okay, I think we should be live. I'm going to check with YouTube if it caught up. Looks good. Okay. And I think you should be able to see me. Let me know if you can hear me or if you can only see me talking.
I can see you, but my this iPad is on mute.
Okay. So, welcome everyone. So, right now you can only see me. I will bring Isha in a second because there's already people in the chat saying hello. Hello, Isha and Kathleen. So, you saw that we are doing a joint sneak peek live today again. So, let me bring in Isha. Hold on. There she is. Hi,
Hello,
Isha.
everyone. Hi. Hello, everyone. This is Isha, of course. You know me.
So nice to have you here again and to do another sneak peek together. And I'm
Yes.
just going to check the chat real quick. I see lots of people joining already. So first thing, hi Jody. So behind the Pinkfish studio name, it's Jody today. And she'll be there helping us out, answering questions and, giving you links to all the things that you need. And seeing lots of names I know. That's so nice. Hi, Donna, Carrie, Cheryl, Mariette. Looking forward to seeing the sneak peeks. Love the Europe Pinkfish Studio team. Yes. So Isha and I are both in Europe. Isha lives in Switzerland and I'm from Germany. So yeah, Europe connection here.
Yes.
Okay, so today, as I said, we are going to sneak peek our upcoming release. It's called the Delights and Doodles release, or collection. And I might mix up the name every now and then. Sometimes I say Doodles and Delights, sometimes I say Delights and Doodles. I think both things work, but I still mean the same thing. So, and it's a special one. So if you've been around and if you follow Pinkfish Studio for a while already, like a few years, then you will maybe recognize the style of the illustrations that we are going to share today. So it's sort of a blast from the past, but still with new designs. So we are very excited about that. And first, before we get started, we just a few housekeeping things. So, of course, we are giving away the entire release to one lucky winner in the chat. So, all you have to do is be active in the chat. Every time you write something, you ask something, or whatever, is another entry. Let us know when you give this video a thumbs up. Let us know when you share the video, all the things. And then for all of you who are watching the replay, we are giving away two $50 gift cards. So we didn't forget about you. So one person today is going to win the entire release worth, I think, about $282. And then two more winners in the replay or on the replay for $50 gift cards each. So, Isha, what are you most excited about in this release?
That is release itself. It's cute. It's so cute.
It is cute. Yeah, I think the word that comes to mind first is like cute, adorable.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cute. So, yes, that's what I'm excited about. And also, this is special for me because in the beginning, when Pinkfish started with the card making team or card making products, this was kind of one of the first products we had.
Yep.
So, and I was in the team at that time. So, this is special, of
Yep.
course. Yeah, some memories.
Yeah. So before we talk the entire time and just sort of make everyone wonder what the hell we are talking about, let's flip our cameras and to our desk view. I will have to get my computer out of the way. And right now you can't see anything except my craft mat. And let's see. Okay, I'm just checking the comments. Oh yeah, one more thing that I wanted to mention is that if you have a question, it would be really helpful if you could write the word question in all caps at the beginning, so that way we can easily spot it in the chat and, answer your questions. And then I saw one person saying, "What about EU customers?" So it is it's going to be available to everyone. So you can order from Pinkfish Studio directly, or if you have an online store or a retailer in Europe, you can definitely check them out and let them know that they should stock this. So Teresa says critters. Yes, I think that's a good guess. So Isha, why don't you start telling us about the product that you are going to use today while I get ready?
Okay, so I'm going to use this Sweet Safari stencil and die combo. So if you know, nowadays we have these combos are really amazing. And there's an elephant, of course. And since it's summer, we have lots of fruits as stencils. So this is a set of, I think, 3 stencils. I'm going to use the stencils not as how are intended to. I'm going to create a pattern with them. So we are going to stretch our supplies. And I'm going, Kathleen is going to making part of the other stamp set or die set. I'm going to use the stitched basket weave cover plate from the old release and the single stitch rectangle for the last release. And the sentiment for my card, I'm going to take from You Are My Rainbow. Yeah, so that's what I use. And I'm so excited about this. It's really cute.
Hold on, Isha. I was just checking because your sound right now is a little bit sort of breaking up, and I wasn't sure if it was just on my end, but I see in the chat now that people are also saying that you are kind of breaking up a little bit. So I'm not sure if your microphone switched or anything, because in the beginning it was fine, but now it was breaking up. So maybe check that out for a second, because at first I thought it was just on my end. Okay, so my sound
I
is
could
fine.
see in between. I mean, I could hear in between from you.
So my sound is
Here
fine, but
also
this
it's
is not
fine.
the
It's the
stream
same.
itself. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and.
Sound able to hear.
Oh, it's still sort of wonky, kind of breaking up. If not, maybe turn off all of the microphones, turn them back on. You know, try all of those things, and if all else fails, you can exit the stream, and I will let you back in. So maybe that works.
Okay, so let me try with the other speaker. Now, is it better?
It sounds better to me. So we will see. I'm gonna go ahead and show my sort of products, and if not, but now I have a little bit of an echo.
Is it okay now?
No. Sorry about that, everyone. Trying to figure that out while I also try to get everything ready on my desk. Isha, maybe just exit and then come back in again. So just click the same link that I sent you before, and I will let you back in, and we will try to get it figured out.
All right. We'll do that.
So I'm just going to kick out Isha for a second. So it's just me for a moment. Okay. Fun! Anyway, so while Isha is trying to get things back up and running, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be working with today. Because we thought we would actually sneak peek 2 different product suites from the new release, not just one. So Isha said she's going to do or sneak peek the Sweet Safari. She's going to use this one. This is a die and stencil only set, and I'm going to use the Sweet Scoops product suite. This is also a stencil and die only set. So I'm gonna let Isha back in, and we will see.
Is it better now?
For now, it sounds better. We will see if it holds up.
Okay. I don't know what went wrong because the settings are all
No,
the same. We will see.
we will see, exactly. So I'm going to be using the Sweet Scoops a product suite, and this is a single die, as you can see. It looks a bit weird at the beginning, but it's actually to create this cute little guy here, this cute little bunny with this huge stack of ice cream scoops. And yeah, I think this one is so much fun. And this is so both of these designs, or actually all of the designs in this release, were designed by Lizzie M. So if you've been with Pinkfish Studio for years and years, you will remember Lizzie M doing one of our first designs for stems, and I think also for some of the scrapbook collections. So we are going to show you these two product suites today, and also mix in some, recent or some other Pinkfish Studio products. So I also grabbed this stamp set here with the coordinating die that I might use. I'm not sure yet. I have to admit that I usually don't really plan my cards, but today I'm really flying by the seat of my pants. So yeah, we will see what comes of it. So I think I'm just gonna go and get started ink blending this guy, and then I will just see where it takes me. Okay, so Isha, I think you're going to do the same thing, probably.
Yes, I'm going to use the inks now to sponge through the stencil.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm trying to create a pattern here. First with the waterfall ink.
Okay. So let us know in the chat if you have any issues with sound or video, please. Because sometimes I'm not sure, what part of it is on my end, what part is what comes through on the stream. So please just let us know if you have any issues.
I'm
Okay.
just using this big circle and I will keep moving it and create a pattern.
Okay. So Isha,
And
in
at
the
the
chat,
moment, I'm using
hold on,
waterfall ink.
hold on. Isha, your screen, your video is a bit blurry right now. Not sure why.
I have no idea why.
Not sure if it's actually in the end, if it's maybe the internet connection and not really, technology itself. I don't know. But you
Let me
do
have a
look a
look.
little bit blurry. Sorry.
I think internet.
Technology is testing me today again. Anyway,
I
I'm
did
going to,
restart my computer in the beginning.
yeah, I will just let you back in if you should leave the stream. Sorry, everyone, but sometimes it's just things that are out of our control. We prepared. It's not that we didn't prepare. We did our test session. Everything was working well, so it's definitely not Isha's fault. But for me, it feels like today is that kind of day. Okay, so I started with my sort of waffle cone for the ice cream scoop and just ink blended some warm buff. Now these stencils for the sweet scoops, it's 2 stencils, but it's actually 4 layers. So on each stencil, you have, I'm not sure if you can see it. It says here stencil 3, stencil 4, and here is stencil 1, stencil 2. And yeah, exactly. Of course, the test always works. Yes. Actually, we did have some issues, but we worked them out in the test. Anyway, So you
I
can
don't know how
use,
it is looking now.
let me check. It's still kind of blurry. It's not as clear as it was yesterday.
Hmm.
But I did not change anything on my end, so I'm not sure why.
Me neither. It's same as yesterday.
I was afraid you were going to say that. So I'm just going to go ahead. As I said, today I am flying by the seat of my pants. So I'm really just sort of grabbing whatever ink color catches my eye. And I'm just going to go ahead and start ink blending my ice cream scoops. I am trying to go for sort of a rainbow, doing this in sort of rainbow order, but we will see how well that works out because, trying to ink blend this while also having, keeping an eye on the technology part, while everything else before that for me was already going wrong, like at home. Yeah, I'm a little bit stressed out. Anyway. Sid, yes, perfect time for the release. June is my birthday month. I should treat myself. Yes, you should. And actually, lots of these product suites included in this release are perfect for sort of celebrating a birthday, or actually also celebrating everyday things, but especially a birthday. Okay. So I think, as for Isha, I'm not sure if. So right now, Isha, you are muted.
Is
No.
it better now?
It looks a little bit better to me, but we will have to wait and see what people in the chat say. If I would say it looks clearer now. Okay, so yes, deep breath, exactly.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
It's okay. I'm actually feeling for you because I know how it is. Like when you don't even know what the problem is and you're just trying to fix it, you're trying to figure it out. It's nerve-wracking. But now it looks clearer. So fingers crossed, everyone, that now sound will stay, video will stay, and we can actually focus on giving you some card inspiration. Yeah. Okay, so see, I'm already messed up. I should have done that one in purple, and I didn't. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay.
Move to candy violeting. We're just going to create pattern here.
Yeah, so actually, so Isha is using
I'm tapping.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm tapping my brush onto the side so that we won't get ink. I mean, I just want very light color. I don't want too much ink everywhere.
Okay. So Isha is actually doing, not sure if everyone caught that, but Isha is actually using her stencils first to create a background. And actually this stencil set that I am using for the sweet scoops is perfect for that as well. So for my sample card that I did for this release, I also used this stencil set to create a background because it's perfect. You can see here you have these different sort of wonky circles in different sizes. You have one with these kind of lines. And you also have this second stencil that has lots of kind of sprinkles, little hearts. So this one is perfect to just do sort of an all-over background pattern. And I think that is great for stretching your supplies and also for, creating a background for this stencil set or this product suite, but any of the other ones in this release as well, because they all sort of revolve around this idea of, as the name suggests, kind of sweets, ice cream, different kind of sweet treats, all of those things. Okay. All right. So
So,
yeah, it is what it is right now. We are just gonna go with it and hope that it works out fine and you can see everything as well as possible.
so now I'm going to change my stencil and I'm going to use one from Kathleen's Sweet Scoops.
Yep.
And I'm going to take stencil number 1 and I'm going to take this small circle.
Okay. So I think this set here with the stack of ice cream is such a fun set because you can do so many different kind of colorways. You could do a rainbow order that I tried to do but already failed because I forgot to include the purple at the top. You could do like sort of pastel colors. You can do kind of like an ombre, so many options. And I think all of them will look great with this set. Or you could, of course, also just use the back of the product as your inspiration. And there you can also see which colors kind of go together because sometimes it's, important to make sure that the color you layer on top actually works with the color on the bottom. So maybe you wouldn't want to, I don't know, add green sprinkles on a pink ice cream scoop or something. Although then you would probably get some chocolate sprinkles. So it works out.
I'm just playing around with the shapes and trying to fill in wherever I feel like.
And yeah, as I said, I didn't, like, I tried to prepare, lots of things went wrong today for me. So I'm just grabbing colors. I have no idea if they will work in the end. I'm just hoping for the best. So I would have liked to have some purple in there, but as I said, I forgot it, and I think I wouldn't like it in between the green and the blue, so I'm just adding a different shade of blue instead. And
It's already looking pretty, Kathleen.
yeah, not the color scheme I had in mind, but it is what it is. I'm going
So
to work
now
with
I'm
it.
coming in with sweet mustard. Same stencil.
Okay. And I'm going to use, so this is, as I said, this is the second stencil, but actually first stencil number 3. So this is the third layer we are going to add. And here it's also helps if you have a look at the packaging to see what sort of element this is supposed to be, because sometimes it may not be super clear if you only look at like little openings in your stencil. But if you want to play it safe, then what you can do is just layer the same color on top, but just in a different, maybe in a darker shade, or do a heavy blend of the first color. And that way it will always work. So yeah. And that's actually what I'm going to do because right now I don't want to risk anything and I don't want to think anymore. So I'm just going to grab darker shades of the colors I did underneath.
So I'm being heavy-handed towards the edges and a bit lighter on the in the center. So yes, it looks like bubbles, right? Somebody
Yeah,
said it looks like bubbles.
it does.
So there is actually another combo, so where you can use these as bubbles. I have a card with that too.
That's true.
Hmm.
Would also work really well for sort of a seaside thing.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. Maybe also with one of the other critters involved in this, included in this release. Um, dropping things everywhere. Okay. So if I missed any questions that you had before, then please just ask them again, because I gotta be honest, I didn't really get to look at the chat. So if there's anything you still need answered, just ask again.
So now I'm using stencil number 3 from the Sweet Scoops set, and there are tiny hearts here. I
Yeah,
don't know whether you can see it. These tiny hearts. I'm going to use these
they are so cute.
just to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. I can already see myself. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to go well. Oh well. Should have masked that off better. My lemon has a little smudge, but I will figure it out. There's always a way.
It's handmade, so there should be
Exactly.
some handmade touch.
And if all else fails, just slap some clear drops or gems or whatever on top.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, and here you can already see like the sprinkles. I think they add so much to this design. The ice cream scoops already look nice before that, but adding the sprinkles, and you could add more. You can also just move the stencil around, and if you wanted to add something or the hearts to a different scoop than it is on the stencil, then just move it around, because these designs, what I really like about those designs is they are meant to look a little bit, I don't want to say wonky, but they are not perfect. They definitely have this sort of doodled look. So I think that's nice to keep in mind, so that you don't have to kind of stress about perfection and getting everything placed in the exact position.
Yes.
Hi, Kerstin. So nice that you could join us.
So I'm done with stenciling. What I'm going to do now is I will take the rectangle.
And actually, so with this, sorry, with this stencil set, so I cut my cardstock panel to A2 size, and you can see that the two layers next to each other actually fit on the A2 size. So what you could do is actually stencil two two images at the same time. You would stencil the detail layer first, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest. Because you always, if you go over with a lighter color, it would still show. So that way you could actually get two designs in, less time.
I'm going to cut this part and then the back.
So, Jody, I see that you, hold on, we all like to craft with sprinkles. Do you like sprinkles on your ice cream? Oh, I saw that Jody made a poll, but I didn't see what she was asking. Do you like sprinkles on your ice cream? I like how they look. I don't care for how they taste, but I like how they look. Okay, and I think that's it. So now I have about 1 bazillion ink pads around me and brushes. So I'm just hoping that I don't knock any of them over. And let's see.
Yeah, so here I have my pieces cut.
Nice.
I
Beautiful.
want to add some texture. I'm going to do this. I'm going to
No,
take
please
this
not.
basket weave format.
Your sound is breaking up again a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and die cut this out. I like how the colors look in the end, but it's definitely not a color scheme I would have picked if, I had spent some more time on it. I have to be honest. Because it doesn't even have pink, it doesn't have purple. Anyway.
Going.
Yeah, Isha, your sound is breaking up again and you are kind of lagging. I have no idea why. Okay, so you could, hold on, let me check if Isha is still there. I don't know. Okay. So you can see how easy it is to cut that little guy out, and you can see that you could fit another one on an A2 panel. Yeah, I think her stream, like her connection, got interrupted. I don't know. I'm guessing, to be honest, that the internet connection is the problem here, and not sort of the camera or anything. So yeah. She's back. There she is. Hold on. No,
I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong today.
I'm just pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay. Kathleen, what are your favorite ice cream flavors? Oh, I've lots.
So
Like,
here, do you see the texture here?
yeah, looks nice. Okay. So, okay, so people, I am actually going to, I think Isha is trying to sort of figure out things behind the scenes. So while she is, I'm just going to go ahead and, oops, I should have led up to that a little bit more. So I have this panel here sort of prepared. I might use it today, I'm not sure. I also want to add some texture, but I was thinking about doing a similar thing to what Isha did and use my stencils to create a background as well, but I'm not going to do it. Instead, I think I want to use this, add some texture here, and then just put a sentiment in the center. And to add texture, we have another nice product in this release. And I just decided that I'm going to sneak it as well. I didn't get, I didn't check if I'm allowed to, but I'm going to. So,
So I'm going to, sorry, carry on.
no, go ahead.
I'm going to adhere the center part using my edges as like a puzzle.
So someone was
Everything is
asking,
going wrong today.
yeah, exactly. Someone was asking what my set is called. So my set is called Sweet Scoops, and Isha's set is called Sweet Safari. We will add the links to the supplies once this release goes live, which I think I even forgot to mention. I'm not sure because I'm really like frazzled right now. So this release goes live this Friday at 9 a.m. CT. So until then, we are obviously not. It's not possible to add links to the products because they have not been released. We can add the links to all of the products that are already released, but on Friday I will update the video description with all of the new products. Like this nice little press plate that I just used. This is also part of the new release. And this is the Petal Grid press plate. And it's such a beautiful design, I think. You can, of course, as with every press plate, you can use it for hot foiling, for letterpress, or as I just did, for dry embossing. And there's a second product kind of going with this that I'm not going to show you, I think. Who knows? And that works really well with this one. But you will have to wait. Or maybe you already saw it. I think we sneak peeked a few projects on Instagram that already used this and the other product I'm talking about. So maybe have a look at our Instagram to check out if you can find it. Okay.
I'm using 3D foam tape around the edges to frame the center part. And it will look like we'll get some dimension here.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to add foam because, of course, dimension. And I am sort of thinking about if I actually do want to add a little bit of something here so that it's not so plain. But right now I'm not sure. Actually, you know what I just saw? So I have this elephant. That's the one I made with the Sweet Safari set, so the one Isha is using. I have this left over from something. You could even combine those two little guys. You could put them like this so that the elephant is sort of trying to steal the ice cream.
So now I'm going to work on the elephant. I already die cut a white elephant here. And I'm going to add color to it. So what I do is I take the negative part of the die cut, put my elephant in here, and then I'm going to add some of the colors. I want to give it a warm feel, so I'm adding warm buff in a light way with light pressure, just to add some warmth. How are we doing on the time, Kathleen?
We have 23 minutes left.
Okay, I think that should be plenty.
I hope.
And then I'm coming with mischiefs.
Okay, so I'm also adding some foam adhesive here. I am making sure to kind of put it all around the frame so that it doesn't sort of sag in some places. I usually try to, only use as much foam adhesive as actually necessary, but here I really don't want the frame to kind of, dip in some places. So that's why I'm adding so much. Okay.
Now I want to add some more dark color. I'm coming with Rocky Slope.
Isha, someone
This
is
is just to
asking.
give some more dimension.
Someone is asking if there is a reason that you are using the negative die cut for ink blending.
It makes it a little bit easier because if I just put it the positive piece, the brush sticks to the mat.
But instead of the
And
stencil, she's saying.
I find this is better because the brush glides easily. So that's why. That's the reason.
Okay, but I think she meant why are you not using the stencil versus the negative die cut? That I think.
Oh, stencils, yes. I was supposed to use the stencil. Sorry.
No, I'm not saying you were supposed to. I'm just saying that she's wondering why.
Yes,
You
I was
do.
supposed to use the
You do
stencils,
you.
but I forgot. I forgot. Actually, I have one which I did already. Anyhow, let me see. We will use this stencil. We will use the stencil. Never mind. So I have a few dice. Let's see.
I really want to add some glitter, but I don't know. I feel like all of the colors I chose for my ink blending do not work with any of the glitter cardstock colors I have. But I thought of doing this. So I already have this piece die cut and I stacked up 3 or 4 of them. So this is the nested, hold on, the elongated ovals, the blanket stitch. And I had this frame and I thought maybe I could just sort of, use this as well, maybe color it. But I'm not sure which color. Then I thought I could die cut it from some color, from some glitter cardstock. But I feel like all of the glitter cardstock colors don't work. It's just, yeah. I think you can see where I'm going with this.
I'm
Today
back
is
with
not
the
my
stencil. I completely forgot. I was thinking about the quality of the video and the sound and
yeah,
everything, and I
yeah.
was wondering why it's not working. So my brain was there.
Okay, you know what, friends? I am actually going to do. I am going to die cut the frame from this glitter cardstock as well, and we will see how it looks and if I want to use it or not. I'm gonna go bold here. As I said, all of the colors, it's not really something I would usually do, so why not stretch and out of my comfort zone a little bit more.
Yeah, sometimes stretching out of our comfort zone can create beautiful things.
That's true, but I feel like I'm stretching enough today.
So I'm adding more color to the bottom and to the sides, except the top. And these ink colors, they will blend on its own once they dry. So they will look smoother.
So don't get me wrong, everyone. I am loving this teal glitter cardstock. Like, it's a great color. It's just maybe not something I would usually combine with the colors I used on my ink blended design. So, I really love all of the colors of glitter cardstock that we have. And they really are uh, fabulous. But as I said, like, just the combinations of colors and everything is a little out of my comfort zone. But I was talking to Isha about this yesterday and saying that also this sort of craft, like using these critters, is also something I still have to get kind of comfortable with, because I only started card making relatively recently. And I mean, I'm pretty good with floral designs, I would say, or also some non-florals, but still sort of abstract. I don't know how to explain it. But the critters are still a little bit difficult for me. I have to admit that.
So I am on stencil number 3 for the ear and the tail. And now I'm going to add the eye from stencil number. This is 2.
I keep losing things. Oh, right next to me. So you know what? You can see here I have this little guy left from when I was playing around with this stencil set when I first got it. And I actually feel a little bit more comfortable with this one. I have to, like, I think I'm going to change it out. Sorry, everyone. I will try to use this one on a different card. It's just, I'm just not feeling it.
So what I want to do is I want to add some light touch of pink towards the elephant's ear. Forgot the stencil.
And the reason why I like this one that I already have, or that I still have left over with this teal frame a little bit more, is you can see here that I have this sort of color teal in my ink blended design as well in the straw here and also a little bit in the details on this scoop. But it's just, I feel like it's just a little bit more balanced and not as many colors, as many different colors, many different tones. So yeah, I think that's why I feel a little bit more comfortable with this one. So I'm just going to stack it up a little bit more.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
off camera, I die cut a black elephant too. This is just to adhere behind the image so that we get little bit of pop-up.
So I'm just going to use a pencil and kind of mark where this opening is very lightly. And I will try something, and if it doesn't work, I can just flip my panel. But I will try to add just a little bit of very light ink blending in the background so it's not so stark white. And as I said, if I don't like it, I'm just going to turn the panel over and it's white again. So yeah, someone said don't forget to click the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it today. Even if it's, you know, we appreciate you for sticking with us, definitely. But yeah, I think this live shows that not everything always goes to plan and you can prepare as much as you want. Sometimes there's still things coming up. So I'm just going for the lightest colors of the colors that I also have in my ink blended design. So I'm using some lemon whip. That was a bit too much. Great. And some ballet slipper. And then we will see.
I'm going to give the shadow on the left side.
I feel like I'm not
And
even...
it will lighten once, it will lighten on its own. Okay. So now for the sentiments, I'm going to use happy vibes. And I'm going to simply stamp it on a piece of cardstock using the black ink.
So if you've seen me make cards before, you will know that I love dimension and I'm not afraid to add even more. So now my problem is that even with the stacked up frames, the frames themselves are still lower than my background and I want the frames to stand out. So I'm actually going to add foam adhesive behind the stacked up frames. I could have, you know, just done the foam adhesive without stacking them up, to be honest, but I didn't think of that first.
I'm going to die cut the sentiment, and I'm also going to die cut it once with black cardstock just to adhere it behind the behind our sentiment to pop it up.
I feel like I have to watch the replay of this live just to see how your card came together, Isha.
Yeah, me too. I didn't see yours
Yeah,
much.
exactly. I'm just trying to get my card done and, you know, take care of everything else, and then just I'm looking at the screen sometimes, but every time I look, you have your card like off to the side or doing something that I can't see what you're doing. So it will be a surprise to me what your card looks like.
I'm trying to be a bit brave today.
Okay, so the frame now is even a little bit higher than my background. I could have also just cut the smaller oval from the background, and then I could have just glued the like my actual die cut frame on top. That way I would have, you know, it would have saved me a little bit of work, but I had this piece already die cut, so I just used it. But that would be a way to make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so now I have this. You could actually, this one would be perfect to turn it into a shaker. I'm not going to do it now because no. So where did you get those adhesive strips? If you mean those right here, I bought these in a European online shop. I wouldn't recommend this brand, to be honest, so I'm not going to tell you which it is. But I have similar ones from scrapbook.com, like already pre-made foam adhesive strips, and they have them in different thicknesses, like 1 millimeter, 2, and 3. And I have all of them, and depending on how much dimension I want, I use those. I'm just using up this other brand that I have. So yeah. So yeah, as I said, I think this one would look really cute as a shaker. It would actually have been quite easy to do it with all of these stacked up frames, but not today.
So now I am adding some dimension behind my images. Look, it's already kind of smooth. The ink is smoothened out. And this is how it's going to look
Hold on, did I
once
see
we
that
adhere it.
right? Isha, I think your daughter was in the chat. Yes, your daughter was in the chat saying she's proud of you and looks great.
Ah, okay. She might have come from the university.
But that's nice that she
It's so
checks
nice
in.
to, yeah, it's so nice to see kids, you know.
That's cute.
So, I don't know if, look at the dimension here. We got some, now I'm going to add some of our iridescent dewdrops. I really love these.
Oh, Vicky says, I think we need some bling on the ice cream. Yes, for sure. There is for sure going to be bling. That's not a question. I just realized that maybe I should have stamped my sentiment directly onto my background. It's too late for that now. Oh, well, I could do it, but only with an acrylic block, and I'm not sure if today is the right day to do that. So I am checking what sort of sentiment I want to do. Because, as I said, I have this set right here. Sorry. And it's one of my favorites. I love it. So this is the basic banners. There's different stamp sets. It's the basic banners Celebrate, and there's another one, I think just basic banners. And then there's this coordinating die. So this is a one-piece stamp set. Hold on, I'm gonna grab my Misty. So it's a one-piece stamp set, and you get all of these sentiments on one stamp. And so you need a piece that is a little bit larger than A2, but I only want one sentiment right now, so I'm not going to do, or I could actually do all of them. Let's see. So I have a few more minutes left to add my sentiment. Okay. So you can see here, you have this one. Sorry.
I'm just adding the dewdrops,
That
and
looks so cute.
then we are done with this card. I actually made one more. Maybe if we have time, I will show it quickly.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
let's see.
just one thing I want to mention. If you use this set, if you haven't worked with this one before, you have to use a piece of cardstock that is larger than an A2 size, because the stamp itself will fit onto A2, but you have to keep in mind that you still want to die cut these banners. You get one piece die that die cuts all of those cute little sentiments into perfectly ready-made banners of different shapes. But for that, the cardstock needs to be larger than A2. Now, I only want one sentiment anyway, so I only have to make sure that this one is done. Or wait, I still have this one left over. This is from the other sentiment set from the set. It says, "Hope you have the best day." I think I'm going to use this just to save some time, even though I think
So there
that
is
this set would have, fits the theme a little bit better. But just to save some time, I'm going to do it with the other one. But I think like it's time to throw
so
confetti.
there
Or
is a question. Sorry.
sorry, yeah.
There is a question that does Pink Fresh dewdrops? So yes, Pink Fresh sells dewdrops. And these ones, the iridescent dewdrops, they are from Pink Fresh.
Yeah, so we have some
So here is
dewdrops, we
my card.
have glitter drops, clear drops, lots of different sort of things. So I have this piece. This is with white heat embossing. So right now you can't really see the sentiment, but I am thinking of doing a little bit of ink blending. Now, which color? I'm gonna do the ballet slipper.
So if you are feeling brave, you can use these action wobblers. Mine is older, so I was not sure whether it would adhere to the image or not. But if it does, let's say for example, well, I don't have it yet. Let's try. So here is my second card.
This is so cute.
I played with the same baubles and created kind of balloons out of it. And then for this tiny hearts, that's a touch, it's like the trunk is popping some bubbles. This can easily be a baby card.
Yeah, yeah. I told Isha that my first thought when I saw this set was actually baby card. I don't know, the
Yeah,
elephant. I feel like it fits perfectly.
yeah. And you can color the elephants in whatever color you feel like.
Yeah.
So here are the two cards, and I'm just trying to see if I can show the action wobbler.
Question: which stencil did you use to create the bubbles, Isha? That was your first stencil from the sweet
Yeah,
safari, right?
wait, I will show you. So from the sweet scoops, I use stencil number 1, and then the topmost circle. And for the, let me have a look. It's all mixed up now. For the hearts, I use sweet scoop stencil number 3. For the main, here. From Sweet Safari, I use stencil number 2, the biggest bobble here.
Yeah.
So I use these to create this card. And for this one, I also use the smaller from Sweet Scoop stencil number 1, the bigger one, and then the second this one. So these two for the different size of bobbles.
Okay. So I'm just trying to see which sort of glitter drops, dewdrops, whatever I want to add. That's also something I can agonize over for hours, which I'm not gonna do. So let's see. If all else fails, I usually go for the clear drops in ice, which is probably my favorite pack, and the metallic gold. I think both are out of stock right now, but these are actually my favorite. So let's see. Just checking if we missed any other questions. I think I saw another question.
Yes, for this card, I used the double stitch rectangles. I made a frame like this. I put two of the rectangle dies together, and then I die cut it So we got this frame. And what else? Rest are all the same supplies. The basket weave pattern for the background, sweet safari for the elephant, sweet safari and sweet scoops for the background stencil. And this is for the sentiment, it's the same. You are my rainbow. And the same dewdrops, the iridescent dewdrops.
Yeah, I think for the the product suites in this collection or in this release, the sentiment set from last release, so the Sunshine and Smiles, I think it was called, and the other one from February release, I think both would work really great with these different illustrations. Okay.
Okay, so for there is a question, which colors I used, colors I used on the second card. I used raspberry. Um, I did it here. I did it with the lighter hand, and for the darker ones, I used a little bit more pressure. I used sun-kissed, and then the sweet mustard. That is for the background. And then I used, for the elephant, I used warm buff just to give slight warm tones. And then the misty coast and rocky slope. And for the eyes, I used detail black. And same with like the last card here, I gave some pink glow. So that is with raspberry bliss.
Okay. Sorry, I was gone for a second. I just quickly made a top folding A2 card base because I feel like this design works better with top folding card base.
Yeah,
I think I don't know, it just looks nicer.
I don't have that, so I just used a side folded card.
Yeah, I just grabbed some, as a scrapbooker, of course, I
Yeah.
have tons and tons of white cardstock in 12 by 12, so I just made one. So I'm just gonna adhere my...
So my desk is a mess now.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. But when this live is over, I'm just gonna walk out of my room, get some coffee, and ignore the mess until tomorrow morning, probably. Okay. I think I'm gonna show you all my card that I made with the Sweet Safari set, so the one that Isha used, because she focused more on the elephant and the sort of bubbles or like scoops from my set, but I also made a card with the fruit. So I just want to show you what it could look like with the fruit.
Oh, yes.
Trying to...
Can't wait to see it.
I will have to get my head in the way for a moment. Sorry. Trying to line it up as well as I can. And there it is. Okay, so this is my finished card. As I said, if I were to do this all over again, I would change quite a few things, I would say. But, considering the circumstances, I think it turned out okay. I think it's okay. Okay, so let me just turn off my super bright light before I flip my camera so that I don't blind myself. Okay, so Isha, let's flip our cameras.
Yeah. Just a second.
Hold on. No. Okay. So, whew. We did it. I am keeping it real, yes.
I'm so sorry today. I don't know what happened today.
You seriously,
I'm so
I don't
sorry, guys.
blame you at all because I know the feeling and I'm not blaming you at all. And I feel for you because for you it was just as nerve-wracking as it was for me. So I know that. Okay. So I'm just checking the
But
chat
I'm
room.
happy I could finish in time.
Yeah. I mean, we even finished in time with all of the technical issues. So I think for that we deserve a pat on the back. So,
Yeah.
um, okay, I'm just checking the chat real quick and trying to see if Jody already picked a winner. And also, hold on. Let's see, let's see. There it is. A huge congratulations to Jenifer Thornton for winning the entire Delights and Doodles release. Congratulations, Jenifer.
Con- Congratulations, Jennifer. You are
So,
going
all
to
you,
enjoy it.
yeah. And I mean, you only saw part of the whole release. There's so many great products, sorry, in there. And to be honest, I mean, maybe I shouldn't pick favorites, but of course, we all have our favorites in a release. And some of my favorites you still haven't seen. So, yeah. So again,
Yes.
Jennifer, all you have to do is email uh, customer service at pinkfreshstudio.com to claim your prize, and then Jody will get everything ready for you. Of course, you will have to wait a few more days until the release is finally live and available for everyone for your package to be sent out. And yeah, so first of all, thank you, Isha, for joining me today. Thank you for being a trooper. And
Thank you, Kathleen, for helping me out. And I apologize again for all the mess.
that's okay. That's okay. Oh, right, I forgot. Because I'm just seeing my strawberry earrings, so that reminded me of the fruit of the elephant card. So,
Oh, wow.
so this is the card that
Cute.
I made. It's really simple, but you know, it is. It's just basically the design. Oops. Like the design that you get in this product suite, and just a sentiment and the postage stamp or postage edge die. So you can see that you don't really need a whole lot of products to create something nice with these product suites. Okay, so
Yes.
thank you everyone for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We would absolutely appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have any more questions, if we didn't get to answer your question, or if you are watching the replay, make sure to leave a comment below telling us, you know, something you learned from this live, maybe something like you never want to go live because of technical issues, or your favorite thing from the products that we sneak peeked. And two of you commenting on the replay will win a $50 gift card. So thank you, Jody, for moderating for us. Thank you, Isha, for joining me. Thank you, everyone. And I'm off and grab a cup of coffee. Take care,
Thank you, Kathleen, and thank you, Jody. Thank
everyone.
you. Bye bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.